So you brought home a new furry friend. It's pure joy, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That tiny little thing, all playful energy, or those adorable
It
purrs.
just fills the house with warmth. But let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
That wave of cuteness, it can pretty quickly bring in a bit of, well, maybe charming chaos is the polite way to put it.
Charming chaos. I like that. Yeah, those unexpected puddles, maybe a little furniture redecoration by claws.
Or those surprisingly sharp puppy nips during playtime.
It's pretty universal, right? That adjustment period, you're figuring out this new little being who definitely doesn't speak human yet.
Exactly. And that is precisely why we're diving deep today. Our mission, really, is to give you a kind of shortcut through that initial phase.
Yeah, helping guide that bouncy puppy or, that curious kitten from that delightful disarray towards being a well-behaved companion.
We want to unpack the essential steps, not just the how-to, but also the why behind it all, which I
Uh,
think is so important.
Definitely. And our focus really, it's going to be on positive reinforcement and patience. Loads of patience.
Right.
These aren't just nice ideas. They are scientifically the best way to build that strong, lasting bond. We want you listening to feel well informed and genuinely confident.
Setting everyone up for success, basically.
Exactly.
And look, as we go through this, if you find this chat helpful, please do think about hitting that subscribe button. It really does help us keep making these deep dives. And, if you've got your own training stories or questions, please drop them in the comments. We actually learn a lot from you all, too.
We really do. The community input is fantastic.
Okay, so let's dig in. Where do we start? What's the absolute foundation?
Right. The bedrock, as you called it earlier. Before anything else, before commands, before tricks, there are three things: patience, consistency, and positive reinforcement.
Okay.
These are like the non-negotiables. They really dictate how well things go.
So patience first.
Sounds simple, but I guess it's tested pretty quickly, right? When you're sleep deprived and there's another accident.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's more than just, gritting your teeth. It's about understanding their development. They're babies, essentially. Their brains are still figuring everything out. Every sound, smell, person, it's all new. So, yeah, there will be mistakes. Setbacks are normal.
Progress isn't always straight uphill.
Not at all. It's
Yeah.
often 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The absolute key is staying calm. Getting angry, yelling, never punishing.
Yeah.
That doesn't teach.
It just makes them scared.
Exactly. It creates fear, anxiety, and that just shuts down learning. It breaks that trust you're trying so hard to build. I remember one client, their terrier took, almost 9 months for solid house training.
Wow, 9 months.
Yeah, but their patience was just incredible. And now, perfectly reliable dog. Pays off.
That makes sense, especially thinking about their little developing brains. Okay, so building on patience, consistent.
This feels like where families might struggle. Different people, different rules.
That is a huge potential pitfall. Think about it. Your pet's trying to learn the rules, like learning a new language.
Okay.
If one person says off when they jump and another says down, or maybe one person lets them on the sofa sometimes.
Chaos for the poor pet.
Total confusion. It puts so much stress on them. Everyone, absolutely everyone in the house needs to use the exact same commands, the same hand signals if you use them, enforce the same rules, offer the same rewards every single time.
It creates predictability for them.
Precisely. It builds clear pathways in their brain, makes learning faster, less frustrating for everyone involved.
Okay, and then the third pillar, the one we hear about all the time. Positive reinforcement.
Ah,
It
yes.
feels almost like a buzzword sometimes. But what's the actual science there? Why is it so powerful? Is it just about treats?
It's way more than just treats, though treats are often effective. What's really cool is how it taps directly into their brain's reward system.
Like dopamine.
Exactly like dopamine. When they do something you want, puppy sits, kitten uses the scratching post, and you immediately follow it with something great.
Treat, praise, favorite toy.
Yep. Their brain gets that little hit of dopamine. It creates this powerful connection. Hey, doing that thing led to something awesome.
That makes them want to do it again.
Precisely. It shapes their behavior from the inside out. It's learning because it feels good, not because they're afraid of what happens if they don't do it. That's the crucial difference from punishment.
Which just teaches fear, not the right action.
Right. Punishment often just suppresses behavior temporarily and can cause other problems like anxiety or even aggression down the line. Positive reinforcement empowers them to make the right choice willingly.
Okay, that's a really clear explanation. So with those foundations, patience, consistency, positive reinforcement, let's tackle the big one. House training, potty training. This is often ground zero for that charming chaos, right?
It certainly can be. Okay, so for puppies, the absolute number one thing is a strict, frequent schedule.
Non-negotiable.
Totally. Their bladders are tiny, they process food and water quickly, so you're taking them out first thing in the morning, immediately after they eat, after every nap, after playtime, and right before bedtime, like clockwork.
And the location matters too, doesn't it? Not just anywhere outside.
Great point. Yes.
Yeah.
Pick one designated spot outside. Their sense of smell is amazing, so associating that specific spot with potty time through scent really helps. It becomes their bathroom.
Makes sense.
And the timing of the reward. It's
Right.
critical. The instant they finish their business, not 2 seconds later, not when you get inside, that's when you have the party. Enthusiastic praise, high-value treat.
Right there, right then.
Yes. That immediate feedback links the action to the reward in their mind. Indoors, constant supervision is key at first. If you can't watch them like a hawk, use a crate properly.
Because they don't want to mess where they sleep.
Exactly. It taps into that natural denning instinct. It teaches them bladder control. And accidents will happen. Expect it.
Okay.
The key is cleaning them up properly. You need an enzymatic cleaner.
Not just regular cleaner. Why enzymatic?
Because regular cleaners might smell clean to us, but they don't break down the uric acid crystals in urine. Only enzymatic cleaners do that.
Ah, so the puppy can still smell it otherwise, even if we can't.
Exactly. And that smell says, this is a toilet spot. Enzymatic cleaners eliminate that trigger. It's a small detail, but really important.
That is a great tip. Okay, what about kittens? They're kind of naturally inclined to use a box, right?
Yeah.
But it's not always foolproof.
No, definitely not foolproof, though they do have that instinct. First, location, location, location. The little box needs to be easily accessible, but also somewhere quiet and private.
Not in the middle of the living room chaos.
Right. And for tiny kittens, make sure the sides aren't too high for them to climb in easily. Then there's the number of boxes. The N+1 rule is a good guideline.
Meaning?
One more box than the number of cats you have. So one kitten gets 2 boxes. 2 cats, 3 boxes, and so on.
Gives them options, prevents conflicts or issues if one is dirty.
Exactly. And litter type matters. Most cats prefer unscented, clumping litter. Strong perfumes can be off-putting.
Okay.
And cleanliness is paramount. Scoop daily. A dirty box is probably the #1 reason for a cat deciding to go elsewhere. And do a full clean out with mild soap and water weekly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about introducing them to it for the first time?
Gently. When they first arrive home, just place them in the box, let them sniff, maybe paw around a bit. No forcing. Just positive association from the start.
Great practical advice for both pups and kittens. And hey, speaking of practical advice, if you're finding this useful, just a quick reminder to subscribe. It helps us keep doing these deep dives, and you won't miss future ones. And please share your own house training wins or woes in the comments. We love hearing from you.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving beyond the essentials of waste management, now it gets really interesting. Basic commands and getting them comfortable with the world socialization.
Yes. Okay, puppies again. Once house training is going well, start basic commands. Sit, stay, come, down. Keep sessions super short and fun, 5, maybe 10 minutes max, once or twice a day.
Short attention spans.
Very short. Use treats initially to lure them into position, like guiding their nose down for a sip. Then, as they get it, the treat becomes the reward after they do it.
And socialization.
Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier. It sounds incredibly important for puppies, maybe even more than commands initially.
Arguably, yes. That critical window up to about 16 weeks is when they form their lifelong opinions about the world.
Wow, 16 weeks isn't long.
It flies by. During that time, positive exposure is key. Sights, sounds, different types of people, friendly vaccinated dogs, different surfaces to walk on, all in a controlled, positive way.
What's a common mistake here? Too much too soon.
That's a big one. Overwhelming them, or worse, letting them have scary experiences can backfire badly. Think quality over quantity. One great interaction with a calm child is better than 10 chaotic ones.
Building confidence, not fear.
Exactly. It helps prevent fear-based issues later. Oh, and leash training. Introduce the collar and leash slowly. Pair it with tons of treats and praise. Make it a good thing.
Right. What about kittens? Commands aren't quite the same, but socialization still matters.
Definitely. For kittens, start with name recognition. Say their name often, always in a happy tone, especially when feeding or playing. They learn to associate it with good stuff.
Simple conditioning.
Yep. And you can often teach them to come when called just by pairing their name with meal times or a favorite toy. They learn routines and associations very well.
And handling. Getting them used to being touched everywhere seems vital for later.
Oh, hugely important. Gently handle their paws, look in their ears, open their mouth briefly, get them used to being held. Start young. It makes vet visits, grooming, giving medications so much less stressful later on.
Saves a lot of struggle down the road.
Absolutely. And gentle socialization, too. Introduce them calmly to nice visitors, maybe a friendly, cat-savvy dog, if appropriate, always supervised and controlled. Prevents them from becoming overly fearful adults.
Good stuff. Okay, so I've got the basics down, but let's be honest. Unwanted behaviors happen.
They do.
The chewing, the jumping, the scratching can be really frustrating. How do we tackle those proactively?
Early and consistent intervention is the name of the game. For puppies, that nipping and biting is super common. It's play, it's exploration.
But painful.
Can be. The key is immediate redirection. Bite comes towards your hand. Instantly offer an appropriate chew toy instead. If they nip you too hard during play, a loud ouch or yelp, like a littermate would, and then briefly withdraw attention.
Teaches bite inhibition.
Exactly. They learn that hard bites stop the fun. For chewing on furniture or shoes, well, management is huge.
Puppy-proofing.
Relentless puppy-proofing. If they can't reach it, they can't chew it. And provide lots of appealing chew toys, rotate them to keep things interesting, and jumping. Oh, the jumping.
Especially when they get bigger.
Right. The simplest method. Ignore it completely. Turn your back when they jump. Only give attention petting. Praise when all four paws are firmly on the floor.
They learn jumping makes the human go away.
Precisely. Attention is the reward, so you control it.
Okay, what about our feline friends? Scratching furniture is a big one.
Huge. But remember, scratching is a need for cats, not a bad behavior. They need to stretch, mark territory, shed claw sheaths.
So don't try to stop it. Redirect it.
Exactly. Provide multiple scratching posts. Different types, vertical, horizontal, sisal rope, cardboard, carpet remnants. Put them where the cat hangs out, or even right next to the furniture they are scratching.
Make the right option more appealing.
Yes. And praise them. Maybe offer a treat when you see them using the post. Positive reinforcement again.
What about playful biting or swatting? Kittens can be little ninjas.
They can. Again, redirect. Never use your hands or feet as toys. Always redirect that playful energy onto a wand toy, a kicker toy, something appropriate. Keep your distance.
Teaches them hands aren't prey.
Right. And climbing. Cats need vertical space. It's instinctual. Instead of fighting them off the curtains.
Give them a cat tree.
Yes. Cat trees, shelves, window perches. Give them appropriate outlets for that natural climbing drive. Saves your furniture and makes for a happier cat.
So we've covered a ton. Foundations, house training, commands, socialization, tackling unwanted stuff. What does this all mean long term? It feels like training isn't really something you finish.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's absolutely an ongoing journey, a continuous conversation you're having with your pet.
Lifelong learning.
For both of you, keep practicing commands, even the easy ones. Introduce new tricks or challenges. It's not just about obedience, it's crucial mental stimulation.
Prevents boredom.
Exactly. A bored pet often finds their own entertainment, which might involve chewing your sofa or developing anxious habits. Mental enrichment is just as vital as physical exercise.
So things like puzzle feeders.
Puzzle feeders are fantastic. Interactive toys, regular playtime that really engages them. For dogs, new walking routes, sniffing opportunities. For cats, maybe rotating toys so they see new, safe outdoor catio time if possible. Even just a crumpled paper ball to chase.
Keeps their brains busy.
Keeps their brains busy and happy. And the final piece, maybe the most important. Observe your pet.
They're all individuals.
Completely. What works for your friend's Labrador might not work for your Beagle. What motivates one cat might bore another. Learn their personality, their quirks, what they love, what scares them. Adapt your approach to fit them. That's where the really deep bond comes from.
This has been incredibly insightful. It really paints a picture of how dedicating that time, that patience, that positive energy, especially early on, it really does shape them into a well-behaved companion and strengthens that relationship.
It truly does. And it's worth remembering, training isn't fundamentally about control or making them perform.
It's about communicate.
It's about communication, building trust, creating mutual understanding. That's the foundation that lasts a lifetime. It makes the bond so richer. So maybe the thought to leave everyone with is this. As you navigate this journey from that initial, delightful chaos to having this wonderful member of the family, how does that process of patiently guiding them, understanding them, actually change you and deepen your connection with this amazing little creature?
That is a wonderful thought, a perfect place to pause. Thank you so much for walking us through all of this.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, we really hope this deep dive helps you feel more equipped and maybe even more excited about nurturing your puppy or kitten. Please don't forget to subscribe so you catch all our future episodes.
Yeah, definitely subscribe.
And share your own stories, your questions, your successes in the comments below. We genuinely love hearing from this community. Thanks for joining us.